Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Test, 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Hope the sound is working this time. Looks like it's good on my end now. But yeah, welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. It's been a little while since I've streamed. I was out of town and then had a pretty busy week. But here we are, and looking forward to checking out. Today we've got Update 10 and the Parades DLC, so I definitely want to check that out. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the Viking Park here. Let me go ahead and get that loaded up. There we go. Hey Club Coasters, what's going on? Hi again, it works. Great! Yeah, thank you all for letting me know. Actually, my audio on my... Oh, what's it? The Steel series is what I have. So, all of the audio routing and everything on that was fine. It was actually on my OBS. So, I don't know if a Windows update botched that, or if it could have been an update with the OBS software itself. The OBS, for those of you that may not be aware, that's the streaming software that I use, and that a lot of people use when they create YouTube streams, Twitch streams, all that kind of stuff. Hey, Tortigan Tales, what's going on? T3 sucks! Been a little while since I've said that. And RIP Fun Spot Atlanta. Yeah, that's some disappointing news. The upside to that is it isn't shutting down until... I think August 2nd is its last day. So we have the rest of June, all of July, and the first 2 days in August. I'm only about probably 2 hours and 45 minutes away from there. So I definitely want to head out there this summer and... Well, all I really want to get on is Air Force One. But I'll make a trip out there. I've never been to Six Flags Over Georgia, so I'd like to go there, and I actually have a gold pass for Carowinds, and the silver and gold passes get you in, well actually all of the passes get you into Six Flags Over Georgia if your home park is Carowinds. So I'll go there, check it out, and also head over to get some rides on Air Force One before it shuts down. I'm going to try to plan to head out there at some point, just maybe over a weekend in July. Hey, Kings Island, what's going on, man? Are we sharing coasters or no? I'm not sure. I think we could probably check a couple out, but not now. Probably later on this evening. The actual park sucks. Well, yeah, I mean, nobody really goes to Fun Spot Atlanta for anything but Air Force One. It's like a parking lot with a few rides. Yeah, I do have a feeling that they are going to relocate Air Force One. Apparently, some parks have actually already expressed interest. Air Force One could easily be relocated, and my money's on Kings Island would be its new home if it did. I don't think so. I think they're probably going to try to sell it relatively cheap, and a smaller park would pick it up. I could be wrong. A big chain could get it. I should say a big park could get it, but I have a feeling if a big chain like Six Flags picked it up, it would probably go to one of its mid-tier parks or something. Although, I will be totally upfront about the wish that they would relocate that ride to Carowinds, because we need a good RMC. All of the open spots are hilly. Yeah, that can make it kind of tough. But they can always grade. They can always grade the terrain to flatten it out to the extent needed to fit the coaster. Or new enchanted park, yeah. And, well, they're doing something in Son of Beasts Station. Really? I think they're maybe going to bring back some form of Son of Beast. It would be cool. I mean, as troubled of a ride as that was, it set a lot of records, and it was pretty famous, or infamous, I guess you could say. But I think paying homage in some sort of way would be suitable, considering just the impressive stats of the coaster. Alright, we got the water back here. I loaded in and realized that we didn't have water in all of this, so we got that back. There's quite a bit going on in the park, actually, which is nice to see. Kings Island goers want an RMC so bad, that's why I said that, or Carowinds, and they'd tear down Hurler and put it there. Turn on Hurler! Sorry guys, I couldn't resist. Honestly, with Carowinds, I think if they just RMC'd Hurler like they did at King's Dominion, and made something similar or identical to Twisted Timbers, I think that would be a massive improvement. Yeah, but we got quite a lot going on in this park here. The major things, we still have this giant plaza kind of building, and I'd like to expand the pool some. I just haven't really gotten around to it. And then, of course, we have the wing coaster up here that I've done absolutely nothing with. I'm actually wondering if somebody might want to take a copy of this and perhaps create a coaster. Your park needs a rapid ride. Yeah, you know what? I love the rapid rides, but they do so poorly in this game for some reason. Not to mention, in front of the Son of Beast station, they add during Haunt. Oh yeah. Start it with an inline twist. I don't think I would do that. I mean, you could do a JoJo roll, but my initial thought when I built this was going to be to take it out this way and have it drop down. And when they added the ability to do launches in... Hey, Mila. My cat sitting right by my chair meowing at me. When they added the ability to do launches on the wing coasters, that was about the time that I decided to put this together and do a wing coaster up here. I want to take advantage of that. And this is also really high. This is probably somewhere near 80 feet off the ground, which is really high for a coaster station, considering that the surrounding terrain is flat. And they're basically on the 5th floor of this building to get to the coaster. So I do have some ideas for that. An inline twist or even a JoJo roll would be neat. I need to get a way to position the track. I was even thinking about like a small dive drop just to kind of kick it off. But the coaster needs to be positioned out of the way of this, so that the dive drop actually could sit somewhere back here or something like that. I haven't figured it out. I really have thought very little about what I want this ride to do, other than the fact that I want it to be good. I don't think anybody goes into the game planning purposely to build a bad coaster. And I have some rough ideas of what I want to do element-wise, but I really have just not thought about it. The major thing was building a complex and kind of a water park area in the center here. I'm sorry, I've actually got to step up real quick. Just give me a couple minutes, we'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I normally, on an update day or night, I'll normally do a stream to preview the update and the DLC and everything, but last night it wasn't going to happen. I had a flight, and I didn't get home until almost 10 in the evening, and I needed to eat and do laundry, and I was not going to miss the US-Turkey World Cup game, which was kind of disappointing, unfortunately. It was a good game, but the result I was not pleased with. I'm going to open up a poll just for fun. It's not really related to PC2. Go ahead and vote. Just curious. A little bit of community engagement, even though it isn't really related to PC2. Let me get caught up on chat here. That's gonna be tricky. Yeah, do it! Yep. It also spells out RMC. Roll out of the station into a dive under the pool and back out the other. Ooh. Oh, that would be so tough. It would be really cool if we could pull that off. But yeah, no, that'd be really tough. Which they did a similar thing with Mean Streak's closure. Never been up there to Cedar Point, so I'm not. As highly rated Steel Vengeance is, I know very little about the coaster, and I've only been on one RMC in my life, and that was Iron Gwazi down at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Absolutely fantastic coaster. Kind of an interesting introduction to RMC, considering that was one of the most aggressive. I actually have GoPro footage of going on Iron Gwazi for the first time. And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm like, ah! And toward the end, every ejector airtime moment, which I'd never experienced something like that, I'm just like, whoa, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. I sounded so stupid on that recording. And then I got a bunch of other ones where I really didn't say it too much. But that first one, it just caught me so much off guard. I literally thought I was going to fly out of the seat. That was my first real exposure to such strong and repetitive ejector airtime. Which, I mean, I've been on a ton of hypercoasters and stuff with good floater and everything like that, but Stevie, I heard, isn't as crazy as Iron Gwazi, but it's way, way longer. I've heard some people say it actually is about as intense as Iron Gwazi. Yeah, that was the one thing. Iron Gwazi was a bit short, but it packs so much into that short ride. I mean, there's not a dead moment on the ride. It's pretty wild. Taking a look, 2 people have voted not interested in the World Cup. Holy cow. I mean, I know soccer's not super popular in the US, and I know I've got some international viewers that probably would be a little bit more interested in it. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a huge soccer fan. Like, I don't follow the leagues. I don't really follow MLS, but I absolutely love the World Cup. It's like the Olympics of soccer. So, I really enjoy it. Certainly have to root for Team USA, but my favorite soccer team, or football, for you international folks that are going to criticize us Americans for saying soccer, but my favorite is actually Croatia. So, they play tomorrow, I think at 5 East Coast US time. So I'll be certainly watching that. Those people are liars. I haven't ridden Gwazi. Well, if you haven't ridden it, they might not be as much of liars as you might think. But hey, maybe they are, I don't know. I'd like to see the Legend get a topper track treatment and make the trains more Sleepy Hollow themed. That actually would be pretty neat. Alright. Instead of me just chit-chatting with y'all, I've got a game up and I'm not really doing anything in it. Let's actually take a look at some stuff here. Ah! Come on, guys. Help me out here. Somebody type in chat for me. Stop reading the chat and focus on the game. I need to tell myself that, but I just love having... I really like having you all as my viewers. It's such an engaging community, to the point of distraction sometimes, which I'm okay with. But it just makes it feel a little bit more alive, that I'm just not talking to a screen and like narrating what I'm doing and not really having anybody to interact with. So I'm really blessed to have a real cool group of people that hang out with me when I do these streams. PC2 and Flight Sim. Oh, you actually did it. Wow, okay. I didn't think you were actually going to do that, but yeah. Fair point. I brought it up. Alright, so what I'm looking at over here, this is the Dragon Fury Hypercoaster. This is one of the earlier coasters in the park that I built. And I decided to shut it down and revamp it a bit. Basically what I did is reprofiled the end a bit, and while we still have separate stations, I was able to basically connect them in the sense of aligning the scenery to make it one building and have the stations positioned exactly as they need to be to make the building seamless. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do down here. What I'm thinking will probably, since this is going to be the ride exit up here, we'll run the stairs down here. We'll probably do the ride photos along this wall and probably relocate the gift shop over here. This open portion in the middle, I actually set the track to run through to do like a little flyby. Which is cool aesthetically, and we could just do some seating and some miscellaneous stuff, a few vending machines or something. And then underneath the entrance station, what I'm kind of thinking, but I'm not totally sure, is an arcade and a restaurant combination of some sort. But I kind of wanted to make it relatively, it's not going to be perfectly, but relatively symmetrical. So we've got, with the coaster flying by in the middle, we'll have the exit path going this way through the middle of this side, and we'll have the queue leading up to the entrance going through here, as we did originally. What's going on, Dino Dukes? How are you, man? I was a little late because I was finishing the Ron Clark movie. Hey, no worries. How dare you be so late to my stream? No. You come and go as you all please. If you can't make it for the whole thing, I don't hold that against you. I appreciate anybody that can just drop in and say hi and watch for 5 minutes, or who wants to sit here the whole however many hours I'll be on and chat. So... So got to figure this out. Now, in terms of the actual coaster, I did want to revamp it a little bit. So I have a pretty good idea what I want to do over here. What I'm thinking, the station flyby is going to go this way, out to here. And I'm thinking what we'll do is a 270 helix up into one last airtime hill and into the final brakes. And, of course, these are the... This is the wheel drive to bring the coaster off the brakes back into the exit platform here. What I'm less sure of is how I'm going to get the coaster from over here out to here. And I'm thinking maybe kind of a... I'm not sure of the right term of it, but basically have it turn at the top of the hill, cut back underneath the lift hill here. Have it do a little bit of stuff in the front, because all of this is going to go away. It's going to get relocated, I should say. And we're going to do like a grand plaza, probably reroute a little bit of the path, but just make a really massive kind of plaza with a bunch of lounge areas and stuff. Some little just standalone gift shops and food and drink and stuff like that. Try to really make this nice and popular. Kind of free and clean up this area as well. Any new coasters? No, not so far, but we're gonna check the new coasters from the DLC out. So there is the potential that we may put something in. So actually, you know what? Let's... Yeah, let's actually go ahead and start setting this up here. So we're gonna go block brakes. And the question is, how much do I need to slope this up to get that to match? Might be easier to work this way. We'd probably have to bring this out. And we're going to do... I said we're going to do a 270 helix up this way. And I want it to go into an upward helix. And then with one last little pop of airtime before coming into the brakes. It's going to be tough to figure out. And I think actually I'm not going to put that there yet. Because I want to figure out the... kind of the pathing of this right here first. So I think what we might do is maybe drop it down a little bit. We would get like a really mild little pop of airtime right there. 6-seater dive looks rough. They reused the old catwalks from the regular dive 10-seater. Really? However, the RMC Raptor is flawless and looks epic. Yeah, I'm really glad they decided to put the Raptor in. I think the T-Rex is cool, but the fact that they never built the T-Rex model in the real world and included it in the game kind of felt a little bit... I don't know, it felt a little bit misplaced. I think it is a cool coaster concept, but with none of those and a bunch of Raptors, I was like, why would you do that and leave the Raptor out by putting the T-Rex in? But now, you know, maybe they planned to include it for the DLC to get a little bit more money. People know and love the Raptors and would pay for it. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it was just a little bit of an afterthought, or maybe they, for whatever reason, just didn't think to include the Raptor, and it was highly requested. I mean, they have listened to some feedback, which is good. Oh, shoot. Well, this is going to be a little bit interesting right here, because I've got to be able to clear these train tracks with this. Alright. So let's go ahead and... Oh, okay. So I'm actually going to start the bank right here. The train is not gonna clear that, oh my lord. Alright. So let's maybe raise that just a little bit more, and we'll have it kind of go a little further upward. Kind of like that. And here's where we could begin the turn. That's going to be close, but it should clear. I feel like I'm probably going to need to tighten that up a little bit here. And of course we will use the smoothing tool. Actually, if we take a look here as the train passes through, we'll be able to ensure. Oh, that clears. That's fine. It's just the timing of it. The coaster, they might get a little bit of a whiff of steam coming from the train. Fine. So actually, we probably don't need to tighten it up that much. Yeah, the way that's angled right there. I know this is set up to be a perfect 90 degrees. So I actually need to go back and count my angles here. Shoot, 20. So if it starts there, that should be 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I hate when people call people they disagree with idiots. Just because you disagree with them doesn't mean they're a moron. Unless they like T3. Unless they like T3, then it's perfectly fine. The biggest thing I've heard going around right now is that Busch Gardens Williamsburg is getting an RMC iBox Wooden Giga. As is their next major coaster, it will have a steel truss lift. What? Second element after the drop will be just a few feet higher than Son of Beast lift. Wow. Haven't heard anything about that. I've heard more about the rumored Busch Gardens Tampa Giga. We'll see about that. Oh shoot, you know what? One thing I was missing anyway is that banking offset, so we need to add a banking offset and we'll smooth it out. I think maybe we could moderate that a little. I feel like I'm going to want to tighten that turn up a little bit more. Oh, that clears. Oh, yeah, we're good right there for sure. So that's a 20-degree turn. So we're at, cumulatively, we're at 30 degrees. That's 50, that would be 70, that would be 90. This is where we would have to start tightening it up to get it to align back here. So we're at, that's 105, nope, 110, 130, 150, 155. That would be a 180. So we could tighten it here to 30. And that's going to be an overshoot. So let's actually do this. Guys, I love math. 160, 195, 235, and that would be 270, and we could start a rollout. This may not be totally accurate. As a matter of fact, it's off. Alright, I went wrong somewhere. Did I see Fun Spot Atlanta is closing permanently? Yeah, I did. Yeah, Crazanity posted that in the Discord, and I was a little bit surprised. Alright, I'm gonna come back to that. It's gonna have to be smoothed. You know what? It actually might be a good idea to work backwards, just to kind of get our position right here. So we're gonna go brakes. Shorten that to 4 meters. We'll do a flat segment there. Not trims. We'll want to do friction right here. So we want the turn to roll out to come up into this here. This is kind of where I want that last airtime hill. Now here's the tricky thing. We got to make sure that the train would have enough momentum to get up over something like this. Let's actually moderate that a little bit. Maybe just with a 30-degree pitch. Oh, that actually would work. I feel like we may need to extend that just a little bit. But something like that would work. We just have to kind of tighten this up a little bit to... I would like to think that that would be a pretty good ending there. Alright. Gonna go ahead. Yeah, so somebody watched a few games of the World Cup. I guess y'all aren't into it as much as I am. I'm gonna open another poll related to this coaster. Just looking for a little bit of input or suggestions. Alright, and I'll let you all vote. Yeah, if we look from a top-down view, what we'd have to do is pull that a little bit further back. We'd still have to get it up high enough to clear the railroad track, because I'm not going to reroute that again. Have it come around, maybe tighten up a little bit. I'm thinking kind of like SheiKra's final helix, where it's pretty gradual and then it tightens as you go through it and the train slows down a bit, and then you hit the brakes. But I do want one last good moment of airtime before the final brakes. So, and it's gonna depend on how much speed the train is carrying back here, which we don't know because I haven't built this final portion out over here. So, I'll come back to that here in a bit. While we're at it, let's go ahead and check out the parades. Ha! Arcades. Meow. Oh, that was stupid. So you set up with a parade start. Oh yeah, this is a new feature too, the interest points. This is really neat. Those of you that have played PC1 will be familiar with it, as it has been reintroduced into PC2. I did not play PC1, so I'm actually not familiar with how these work. But event points, I think you drop somewhere at a certain time for people to watch, like a triggering event. Whereas the Vista Point, you just get people together to take a look at just a static, beautiful display or something like that. Performer platform, walkway. Yeah. I'm actually not really sure how to set these up. Alright, I'm actually going to read this. Parades are coordinated processions of floats designed to wow your guests. A parade will satisfy guests' entertainment need, but will cost you some cash to run. Well, not in our case, because we have unlimited money. You can find parades under the Entertainment tab. Well, we already figured that out. Decide how many trains of floats you want and their float type in the info panel. A parade always starts at the station. From here you can build track along to an end station or circle back around and finish where you started. Okay. The number of trains or floats you can add is determined by the length of the station. Longer stations or stations with track behind can hold more floats. The staff gate can be placed on either side of the start station and needs to be accessible in case your parade breaks. What? How does a parade break down? What? A parade must also be tested before it can be opened. Interesting. Parade tracks can have paths on both sides, allowing your guests to walk right up to the action. Be sure to add lots of scenery and even performer platforms to your floats to really give your guests a show. Alright, we'll check it out. I'm just going to do a small one for like a test. Kind of out back here. So this is walkable path. This is a non-walkable path. Trains can stop for a set amount of time. Oh, so that's going to be like a walkable. I would have a corkscrew Immelman into the brakes. Probably didn't spell that right, but I tried. Well, this is a hypercoaster, so it doesn't invert, so that's not really an option. But on a different type of coaster, then yeah, I think that would make that would make some pretty good sense. Tail, what's going on, man? Anyone else getting slightly annoyed by the pathing for parades? No, just me. Okay, sorry. Well, I haven't really done enough with it yet, but give me a little bit of time, I probably would. Place a staff gate. Oh, jeez, okay. It needs power? Oh, there's a gap. Okay. I drag that underground just a little there. Make a connection to that. Now it's got power. Alright, now the question is, how in the world do you add JP, what's going on, man? Rawr! Oh, I see. So these are just like performers that walk, and then you have the actual floats. Parade performers. Performer platform? What? Wait, how does that work? Not attached to ride? What do you mean? Not attached. It's awful with laying on top of existing path. Oh. Alright, everybody, take a look at these absolutely beautiful little flat cart frames as they make their way for the parade. Scheduler, speakers, okay. So I suppose what we would need to do is go into blueprints or parade scenery. And oh, and yeah, you can build out your custom floats that way and stuff. You delete your pathing and it does some crazy stuff. Also, hey Cookie, what's going on, man? Good to see you, JP. It's been a little while. Alright, well that wasn't what I wanted. Ride scenery, so we have to go back to here for the actual, like, parade floats. Alright. Well... Wait. They've got to attach to the... Alright, so King Coaster float, and we'll go ahead and add a, Viking float. I'm just trying this out. Okay, so now how in the world are you supposed to add the performers? I thought we already did. Not it. What the? Oh, you've got to put him up here. Now wait a second. BattleBots PC2 edition, yeah. You also you like that tiny piece of a haste theme, the tiny piece of a chase theme I posted in the other games. I didn't check it out yet. I'd have to go back and look, to be honest with you. So parade scenery, performer platforms. I don't want performer platforms. I want to add actual performers to this. Oh, okay, so you click on that and actually... Parade attendant. Alright, everybody wave to the guy dressed in the green shirt. Jempers, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Alright. So I'll do King... Oh, shoot. Well, I get out of that there. And we'll do a Queen Splash over here. And in the middle we can do... Mayor Pip Whistle. Ha! Interesting name. Alright, Mayor Pip Whistle. Gonna go right there in the middle and walk with them. Oh, and you can add... So you, oh, that's cool. So you can expand the number of rows. And you can... You can also do like 3 in a line or 4 in a line. Oh, shoot. Okay, that resets. That's fine. Now they're all walking. Everybody can say hello there. So row 2. Let's do some shameless advertising. Chief beef. And we can do Saguaro Guitaro here. Anyway, just wanted to pop in and say hi. I'm gonna get back to work on the game. Alright, man. Well, it's good to see you. Good luck. And I'll have to check that out later on, what you posted. And then we have Max Stormcloud. Oh, and you've got the option of a couple different, so you can do male or... Oh, look at that. This is not mythology, but hey, now we have a, Crescendo Melodious girl. That's actually pretty neat. Now, we're doing Gulpy right back here. And then if we go to row 4 back here, they also glow in the dark in case you didn't know. I did see something about that, and I found, like when you select them, for example. So back here we're definitely gonna do a couple Vikings. So where was it, right? Oh yeah, you go to here and you can do the activated, deactivated, or just night only. Yeah. So we'll go 4 performers in the row back there. We'll do the attendants. And on that side we'll do another Viking. We'll do the Lady Viking mascot. Performer points up there on the sides, or you change to a or a bridge float. Oh, so that's how you change that. Okay. Posted a lot of the game in there, like some Last Man Standing, some chase themes, and pieces of models. I wish you could change the ride indents. I think you mean the ride attendant, I'm guessing. Wait. Oh, yeah, so we got to attach that up there. What is this walkway? Oh, that's like the bridge between 2 of them, I suppose, or something if you build a custom float. We got a standing one. And then the question is, how do you change the, Oh. Yeah, well, we'll definitely do King Coaster right up here. Wave, idle. Man, screw this float. This is stupid. It's so dumb. He can stand up here being like, screw this crap, guys. Happy. Ultra happy. Now he's marching. He can wave to everybody. Okay, so that's kind of neat. Parades. My patience was tested, and I will need to watch 78 YouTube videos of them building before I ever attempt a parade again. I had to walk away, still have a bad taste in my mouth. Oh man. I didn't know you could change the floats. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can change the floats, you can build your own custom floats. I'm sure that's really intricate to put together and stuff like that, but that's still pretty neat. Oh god, there's 2 King Coasters. I mean, we could always switch it out. And hey, if we wanted to get really creative, we could go into this. We'll go train 3 back here and a performer point. Wait. Oh, he's on the side. Alright. So we'll actually, we'll turn that off. But if you want to attach one like to the top of the float or something like that, then what we would do is go into train 3. And no, that's not right. Hang on. I'm still trying to get the hang of this here. It's kind of tricky. So, performer platform. Van Ham spent roughly 4 hours yesterday trying to get his custom floats on the path and couldn't do it. Oof. Set pieces, shapes, okay. Railings, oh yeah, you don't want any of your performers falling off the float. It's a balancing act right on top of that little post there. Oh man, this is actually pretty neat. Oh, and it actually looks like it kind of counts as a ride somehow. I got in the path to be removed with the parade somehow. I think you want to attach it. So... I suppose you could do stamps if you wanted to. Maybe? Oh, crud. No. Oh, crud. Let's don't do that there. So this will get you to line it up right against the, path there. This is going to be a temporary, this is not going to be a long-term thing. Just kind of setting it up to see kind of how it works. And well, we can definitely do stamps over here, because that's just got to be a staff entrance, but they can be aligned there. And then what we'll do is just build a path to kind of run. Let's just do curved, angle snap off, and we can just tie it in back here. They still disturb every and all pathing nearby somehow. It's almost a joke. Added the barber shop, back from the vintage DLC. Oh! I don't remember it being horrible unless the parade was going and we built path without parades in mind. Yeah. Alright, now why are they stopped right here? Like, go. Periodic. Decide when the parade starts and how many times a day it'll run. Wait time 3 seconds. I think it was waiting a lot more than 3 seconds. Let's just change that back to a regular. Alright, they're not following, it's just stuck. There we go. 20-second interval. And then you can actually add that there. That'll stop and wait. Okay. That's starting to make a little bit more sense. And then we can turn it on, let people actually come by and watch it. There's not a whole lot going on. I mean, you can get really intricate with these. You can set up speaker stands and play music or have the people talking and stuff like that. But just trying to test out the actual mechanic of how the ride works. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I think they need to fix a few things. I'm sure they'll end up coming out with a, like just a patch fix at some point here. Well, wait, hold on a second. That only changes that. So, how do we change the actual... Like, is there a way to paint that? Yes, there is. There we go. Okay. So what we'll actually do is paint all of that right here. To match. And now we can actually open it up. Next parade starts in 9 minutes. Alright. Make sure to have just a memento shop nearby so they have the glowing stick souvenirs. Oh, oh, wow. Take a look at that. People are flocking over to watch this. That's impressive. I'm actually pretty surprised that these are as popular as they are. But hey, that's cool. Yeah, people are actually coming over to watch it. And it's just this little something. I mean, if you build a really elaborate parade, I'm sure it's going to be extraordinary. Let's see here. Yeah, you probably would want to put some gift shops down or something like that just for people to be able to buy some souvenirs related to the things that they see in the parade. Wait, they're leaving. Or are they trying to move? Yeah, so you got all these different things. Yeah, the light ones for sale. And the flags. So that's a new thing that they added in, the flags and the little light wands or glow sticks and stuff like that. Well, now we turn them on. I don't know why they're off by default. Anybody want a Chief Beef flag? Cosmic Cow? Gulpy? King Coaster? Mayor Pip Whistle? That's actually pretty neat. Cookie, make sure not to rain on their parade. Oh, wow! They're spread way out. It's like everybody in the park has totally stopped what they're doing to come watch the parade. That's actually pretty neat. Get off the parade path! Where's the American flag? Yeah. These people just got hit by the float. Oh, man. And then you could actually put a little Viking scenery blueprint down here. Find a small hut. Yeah. Perfect. We'll never financially recover from this. Oh no. And let's actually turn the lighting to... Yeah, it's just about dark. It's like sunset, kinda. And yeah, take a look. They actually are lit up right now. So, Queen Splash's little floaty. The coaster track around him. Chief Beef Spatula, Saguaro guitar is lit up. Gulpy just has a lit up t-shirt. That's... I gotta be honest with you, that's pretty rad. And their hammers are lit up. These poor folks, they don't have anything that lights up. Worth the extra $6 though, is more than $6. Oh, you mean compared to the previous DLCs? Yeah, we were having a discussion about that. Well, so, for those of you that may not be aware, the discussion that I had was, this DLC was $19. Whereas the Toy Box and Sorcery DLCs were only $13. And I felt like you were getting a little more value with the stuff that they had, because I mean this includes 5 additional rides, it includes a scenery pack, and then it includes the parades mechanic. So you're paying $6 on top of a regular DLC for the parades, in my mathematical mind. And I wasn't sure if the parades would be worth the additional cost of it being higher than the DLC. So I was kind of hesitant, but I said, yeah, you know. And then I found out today on Steam during the summer sale, the Sorcery and Toy Box DLCs are like $6 or $7 right now. Don't start with the 6-7 jokes, folks. $24.99 here. Well, you in Canadian dollars, then that would make sense. I don't know. I haven't really done enough with it, but it does seem cool, and I would imagine that if you can really put something elaborate together, then it would be pretty neat. I'm actually impressed by this, despite the kind of wonky mechanics and whatnot. I think it is pretty cool. I think it would be a lot of fun if you can really spend the time and build a really elaborate... In fact, I bet you there was already probably a few on the workshop that we could go check out. Nah, that's a park. Now, but hold on and let me... Oh, yeah, you can. So right there. I'm sorry, guys. This is too freaking funny right here. You've got a whole line of freaking bouncy cosmic cows following a chief beef. It's like he's leading him to the slaughterhouse to make his chief beef business more profitable. I'm in tears right now laughing so hard at that. I don't know why I found that so funny. Oh no. I gotta get out of that. Yeah, I've teared up laughing so hard at that. I'm sure there probably are a few other parade pieces that have been put together. Maybe... Oh, take a look at that. Man, that reminds me of my swimming days. Steeply sloping municipal basin. Alright, interesting name for it. Yep, hey, shallow end, deep end. Oh yeah, and people are putting... Ooh, that's cool. The pirates wanted in on the fun. Yeah. That's actually pretty neat. So people are building not only the actual parades, but they're building floats themselves too. So that's the really cool thing, I think. I would have to say, if what they gave us was it, no. But the fact that you can put your own floats together, I think that's so versatile. So you can definitely do a lot of stuff with that. That I would say justifies that justifies spending the money to do that. Look at that, the Heya Sushi Parade oh, that's cool. Yeah, see, some people come up with some really, really creative stuff there. Can we showcase coasters now? Not yet. But we will take a look at a few. Yeah, but people are putting a lot of stuff together. Pokemon float. Wow. Getting wild with it. And then with the new scenery, we'll cover that real quick and then I'll go over the rides. Look at those traffic lights, that's neat. I like that name right there, that caught my eye. Mr. Bean can run fast. Any of you familiar with Mr. Bean? It's quite funny. There's a little British comedy. Is this quirky guy that does a whole ton of like pranks and tricky stuff. It's funny. It's from the 1990s, I believe. Yeah, so some cool stuff that people have already put together for that. And actual parade right there. Cool. Well, I mean, I look forward to playing around with it. We'll see. I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but... Oh, and I forgot I have that poll open. Let me pull this back up here, pun not intended. But let's see, how should the final hill be set up? So we had 2 votes for steeper up but smooth down, 2 for very gradual, and 1 for same pitch angle out of the helix. Okay. So yeah, I'll probably end up going with the middle option. And then the timing of the parades, I think I did cover that a little bit. You go to the scheduler, and you can do, you can run them at any time. You have periodic, so they just set that there. Or you can go to timetable, and you can actually set it to run as many times as you want, and then customize the actual times that the parade would run. That's neat there. So it gives you some versatility in what time you want it to actually occur. All right, let's go back to daytime here, just so we can see a little bit more. Mr. Bean is awesome. Magic, yeah. Probably the best Plenko DLC, but Studios might be better. I'm going to disagree with you on that. Having not played 1, I can't comment on anything from that, but of 2, I would say, honestly, the Sorcery DLC was the best one that they've released so far. I mean, the fact that you get to be, the Intamin Blitz, I don't really care about the bike and sidecar one as much, but the Blitz is really neat. And I thought the scenery set was just absolutely phenomenal for that. Speaking of scenery, though, we'll go ahead and check out the scenery set for this DLC, which is Small Town. I was gonna say Old Town, but that's not right. Yeah, Small Town. So you got a few different things here. You've got some archways, you've got a few buildings here. Hey, there's a civilized group of people living here in Viking land. Oh yeah, so I mean they've got some pretty cool stuff here. So these are your actual blueprints that you have available. And then if you go to custom, they've got just a variety. You've got the barbershop quartet. That's pretty neat. So you can make them sing. There are some heritage brick walls. Some scale tiled roof. We've got a clock. Anybody want to build Big Ben in Plenko 2? Challenge accepted. Yeah, some picnic benches. Some trim pieces, some umbrellas. What, lamppost maybe? Signs, windows to just get real elaborate on your buildings, but they do have the station options. Wood panels. Now hold on, don't tell me they didn't include... Oh yeah, there they are. You've got the benches and the trash cans right there. Couple little canopy options, that's neat. Then the props, you've got a whole bunch of banners and some more canopies and stuff like that. Nothing there. No special effects, no pool. It's a relatively basic scenery set, although I think I actually would enjoy this. Now, you know what? We're gonna make some people sing. I'm gonna play around with this a little bit here for a moment.
Ah, hey! Ha ha! Ho! Ho! Hey! Ba! Hey! Ho! Oh!
Never played the original Planet Coaster. I'm sacrilegious. Yeah. The new tables are awesome, and the new fireworks. Oh, I have to look at the new fireworks here. Alright. Please sing something. Oh, and you can make him wave. I want to hear him sing.
Hey. Ho ho. Aha. Hey.
Alright, you all are out of tune. Sing me a song in C sharp major. Fly me to the moon. I'm not gonna sing. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, on the count of 3, when these quartet singers sing off key, we tell them what? 1, 2, 3. There's probably a little bit of delay from the stream to where I'm reading the chat. They do sing a different song. Oh, okay. Well, play around with it. I'm not going to do it now. Cookie Pirate sings better. Oh, yeah. Yep. Out! Yeah, you all got it. When you sing out of tune, you go out of the park. I'm terrible. I'm on a roll tonight, folks. When you come into my park and then you sing out a key, I'm gonna send you directly to the EXIT. There we go. A little bit of a short rap line right there. Alright, so if we go back into here, I do want to try or take a look at the new fireworks here. Confetti cannon. Ride photo camera prop, yeah. Yeah, so a few of these I don't recognize from before. So there's a few options in there. Yeah, so they got some stuff that they added in though. Oh, the jellyfish, that's pretty neat. And you've got the Hummer. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. They did add... Oh, daytime fireworks? Oh, yeah, that's pretty neat. Filter them, Cookie. Well, I tried... because I had the new scenery pack selected, and it didn't seem to work. Oh, and you can change all the colors of them and stuff too. If you place the American confetti and speed up the game, it does something weird. Really? It's like constantly blowing confetti. Let's see here. Whoa! Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I'm sure that's a bug. That's actually really neat though. Yeah, and it only does it on the fastest speed. Oh yeah, and you can change the color. That's actually pretty neat. I do like those. That's impressive. Alright, last thing I want to take a look at. We're going to look at the new flat rides that are included here. I gotta find them through this and remember which ones are actually the new. Oh yeah, Little Dipper. So this is like a mini drop tower. Very modest compared to the other ones, but that's one of the new ones. Actually does look like a lot of fun. And it still goes a pretty good size. Definitely a lot more mild than the big blast tower, but whoa! That's pretty cool, I gotta say. You can filter with DLC. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Then you got the jumping disc. What is this? Well, it's one of... Oh, gosh. Nope! You won't be finding me on one of those. I would rather drink bleach. Actually, I don't know about that, but yeah. Spinning things like this, these centrifuges and stuff like that, I don't do well with them. I really don't. Look at that, it's like tumbling around even as it spins. Nope! You wouldn't pay me, well... You could pay me to get on that, but it would have to be a whole lot of money. Tracked ride. Now, I don't need to filter that one out. I can tell you what the new one is. Just have to look for it in the list. Yep, there we go. Electric trolley. So you got just a little trolley car, ground level pretty much here. Got the track built in. Airy Force 1 should go to Worlds of Fun. What's going on, Strawberry Jam? How are you, man? So yeah, you got that there. Pretty neat. Alright, time to check out the coasters. So the two big additions in terms of coasters. They are both very similar to rides that have previously existed in the game, but certainly worth pointing out. So we have the B&M Narrow Drop, which is a dive coaster that has a 6-wide car as opposed to, I think the regular dive is 10? Oh, and this includes splashdowns. Wait a minute. Well, that is a very pleasant surprise. They've added splashdowns. I wonder if the wide ones have them or not. Heck yeah. Well, and the catwalks are a little bit wide. They're actually not that bad, though. I don't think they're really that bad. considering if you look at how wide the station is. But yeah, 6 wide. I think now the update has come out, you should start a new park at last. I actually, while I was away, I was thinking about that, you know, a few ideas that I would have. There's a drop that sends you into an 80 degree. Can you? Oh, crud. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can get it down to 90 degrees. Perfect. We'll turn the catwalk off there. So like here's your little splashdown. And then the raised up part there that goes into a 45 degree. I'm just gonna auto... Ooh, it struggled! But yeah, we got one worked out. I actually want to watch the splashdown. This is so cool. I'm glad they added this. I really felt like that was missing from the regular dive coaster. What is going on right here? Uh-oh. Oh, that segment, the lift hill cut out. That's why. Nice Oblivion recreation? Yeah, right. Actually, if you looked at one of the preview videos, it looked very much like Oblivion. And this is what that was modeled off of. Yeah, okay, yeah, so this splashdown, that does work out pretty well. That's a cool little setup right there. Actually, you know what? Let's take that out. I'm gonna go ahead and... Was there anything else in here that I wanted to check out? Well, look at the two coaster types here. I'm actually gonna stamp the blueprints that are created by Frontier. We'll check them out. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and get out of that there. I think the Rattle and new B&Ms should be gone. Oh gosh, I would hope so. Alright, we're going to go into a sandbox park. I'll go into the Mediterranean one for now. I think B&M has always had a slight rattle. I disagree with that. I've found some that are absolutely glass. Just glass smooth. Alright, so let's set that up there. We're going to go into coasters here. And we're going to filter down to content pack. And I'm going to take a look at their blueprints. Well, actually, we'll check these out. Gravity Well. They cut ties with their steel manufacturer, which put the manufacturer out of business. Ooh. Alright, so I do want to check this out. This actually did not incorporate a splashdown. And before I actually ride that, I'm just out of curiosity, I want to take a look and see if if they may have updated the regular B&M dive to include a splashdown piece. This will be really quick to check. Nope! Nah, this one doesn't have it, but this one actually, they set up this new drop piece. Either that or they modified that. Yeah, no splashdown for the... And I will tell you what, to be honest. I'm gonna open a poll about this, because I'm actually kind of curious. And I'm going to clarify that these are the ones in games, but you can also rank them based on your real world experiences with them. And to be fair, some dive coasters actually have 8 wide. I think Sheikra is 8 wide if I'm not mistaken. I want to say Griffin is actually 8 wide as well, and then I think the newer ones became 10 wide. I could be wrong about Griffin, I'm almost certain Sheikra is 8. I don't understand all the people who say Behemoth is a huge rattle now. Orion's a little spotty. In my experience with Fury, it depends on the train. There's one train in Fury that has a noticeable, it's not egregious, but it's a noticeable rattle, and then there's one that is just absolutely glass smooth. You feel like you're flying on a feather or something like that. Yeah, it'd be a really fast feather, probably in a tropical storm. Okay. Let's give this a POV. I actually like the way this works. Or the way this looks, sorry. And what we'll do, we'll go front bumper. Just train swap it like everyone else will basically do. Yeah, that's true, you could do that. That's true, you could build the narrow track and put the wide trains on it and still get the splashdown, although it may look kinda awkward. I have a feeling it actually would really look awkward. Oh, that's cool. Right up. Why? That's insane. That was cool. You go through that, and the other train was going up the lift. Guys, I gotta say, I actually really like that. Carowinds should RMC Hurler, then place Airy Force 1 right over it with the big stairs near the exit to immediately go on it. Yeah, that's never happening. Why would Hurler get RMC to Shiver Timbers exist? Twisted Timbers, I'm a dumbass. Oh. No, it's okay, man. Shivering Timbers, RMC Strata. Hey, Cookie Pirate, Pirate Pork, Shivering Timbers. Feel like they would change the layout with a Hurler RMC? No. Well, I think they would probably make it similar or identical to the Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion, given that that was a duplicate Hurler. Oh, take a look at it from this viewpoint, though. Now that's why the loop felt so weird. It's just like a really elongated, oblique vertical loop. Like somebody pulls the sides to stretch it out. That's actually... you get so much good hang time on that. This is a really weird, like, off-axis airtime moment coming out of that right there. Alright, so let's see the poll results. So we say 2 people prefer the narrow, 1 prefers the wide, and 2 people say both are fine. That makes sense. And if we just check out the queue of this right here, I feel like they could probably spice that up just a little bit more on the sign, but just overall the scenery for that entrance looks really slick. Alright folks, vote. I'm curious. I thought this was really impressive, to be honest. It's very creative. It has a few really unusual elements and makes it unique. If you look at the stats, that's a little bit on the weak side. It doesn't carry a lot of speed. And while y'all are voting on that, we are going to check out the Raptor, for sure. Cedar Point fanboys think they have it the worst. They announce a Giga Coaster instead of the next Exa Coaster. Aww. We got the Sledgehammer. Oh man, you know what? This would actually be really easy to repurpose into a Viking theme. You got the hammer. Come on, 5th guy, vote. I can be a tiebreaker. Oh, excuse me. So, taking a look at this, the Raptor. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't the Raptor trains usually 10 or 12 cars long? These are 8. I could be wrong. I haven't been on one. So. It is a 25% tie. Holy cow, look at that. I'm curious what everybody voted. Alright. I'll leave it open for a minute and let's see if that 5th person votes, but I can break the tie if need be. Okay. So we will... This actually looks like a pretty cool layout. A little more unconventional compared to the Raptor layouts that I've seen that exist in the real world. Alright, let's get on this here. Let's skip the left hill. There we go. Ooh, that's got a death roll right at the start. Wow. Yeah, I gotta say that was pretty cool. Felt kind of all over the place at times. But that's still pretty neat. So let's give it a ride from the back seat, maybe. Well, this Raptor is really ruling the sky. This pun isn't even correct. Yeah, I'm not even sure what you're trying to say there. I do want to watch this from the back row, though. It's just short enough. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I'm so glad they finally included this model. Like the narrow dive I think is really neat with the splashdown option and everything like that. But it really felt like the Raptor was one of those models that was sorely missing, and it feels like it fills a bigger gap. So I think adding this was a fantastic choice. Okay, so we still have a four-way tie on the B&M. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna vote pretty good, and it looks amazing. It has a really unique layout. It did feel a little bit sluggish at times. And the stats, not that stats are everything, but it definitely did feel like it was a little underperforming. Gonna end that poll. We'll open up another one and let you all vote on the Raptor. Alright, go ahead and vote on that. And folks, I am going to go ahead and step away for a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to open it up, vote, and when I come back, we'll check out a few. I'm going to say maybe time for 3, maybe 4 coasters tonight, and then I'm going to cut the stream. Alright. We're back. Coaster showcases. Yeah. I'm willing to spend millions of dollars to get Airy to my home park in Bay Beach. I'm impressed this Raptor is longer than most current existing ones. Yeah, I did notice that actually. If you take a look at it from a top down, it has a little bit of an interesting configuration too. It kind of juts out this way and then has the helix, as opposed to kind of all fitting within like a paperclip or a racetrack shape or something like that. This break is sponsored by Magic Adventures. This break is sponsored by Four Seasons. This break is sponsored by... Air Force 1 is not sold yet, still waiting. Oh. Alright, so let's see the votes here. So 3 for fantastic, 1 for pretty good, and 1 for mid, none for trash. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I would say this layout, this layout's really unique. It has some really good elements. It felt a little bit chaotic all over the place at times. And to be fair, I have not been on an RMC Raptor, so I'm not as well versed, but I've watched the POVs of them, and it felt a little chaotic with the turns kind of all over the place and stuff, but I would vote for this one. I would say it was pretty good as well. Alright. I voted mid, don't hate. Hey, I don't care. That's up to you all. To each their own. I don't agree with that. I would have voted pretty good. All right. Yeah, come on, folks. Open up a showcase and post some codes in, and we'll check out what you all have come up with lately. All right, Jimpers is first. I would have voted Jimpers could make it better, but that wasn't a choice. Pull that up and get the code in here. I was gonna say probably any of those criteria. Even if you said they did a fantastic job with it, Jimpers probably could make it better. So I think that's gonna be. Hey GP38, how are you? I've been downloading PC2 for the past 7 hours. Do you have any possible reason why it's taking so long? Bad internet, or it... I would not imagine the servers are overloaded. But, I mean, I can't pinpoint an exact reason. I don't imagine the... I don't imagine the servers would be so overloaded that it would take that long. Oh. That was on the front page. Yeah. Oh, you literally just uploaded that one. Okay, I should have looked. Kings Island, put your code in... I'm not seeing it. Oh, I see it there. Okay, I got it. The download is at 45% and it's on 2 out of 2. Yeah, I really don't know, to be honest with you. Alright. Yep, so we got... I want to find the lowest part of the track. Yeah, that's gonna be... those 2 portions right there. Yeah, that's good there. Should be. Alright, strawberry jam, got one for you. Mine is a pork, so I should probably go... I should go last, probably. Okay. Let me get strawberry jams, and then I've got yours. Bookmarked. We'll look at the park. We'll do that last. Oh, yep. Yeah, so he just uploaded it as well. Perfect. Haha, funny coaster, kinda. Man, it's a pretty good sized footprint there. And I'll need to pull this upward slightly. It looks like everything is off the ground, so it should be fine. Dang, Jimpers, that's epic. Well, don't spoil it, man! Well, that's not really much of a spoiler, because just about everything Jimpers makes is really good, so... Alright, is this a... Yeah, steel... I can never remember. Is the steel rails... That's the iBox, right? And then the, I don't even remember what they call the other one, to be honest. Steel... Okay, yeah, steel topped, so that's got to be the topper track. Yeah, so that has to be the iBox. And then topper track. You should leave now, but... Wait a minute. The coaster should be named Drunk Vengeance, not saying it's bad, it's great. Are these 2 Woodies the same? No. This one is an actual hybrid, the other's a Woody. A true Woody. Well, Kings Island, we gotta check your, unless you're saying you should leave now, bye, because you made a bad joke. I make bad jokes all the time, and you people don't leave, so. Alright. Let me see here. Let's give this a good run right here. Here we go. Alright, so this one's by Jimpers here. Whoa. Is that a triple up? Oh, this is all over the place. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that was really cool. That was a lot of fun. Had to get up and get my cat off the top of my piano. Again, surprise. I also made a coaster with a septuple up. Not ready though. That's fine. Take your time. I mean, I'm not going to check it out tonight. We'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do Kings Island. If he is still here and was just joking about leaving. If he actually did have to head off, then I'll save his pork. For next time. I see the coaster running glass smooth in my game, but then it runs rough in yours. Because I have modded coaster physics. Yeah, that could be part of it. But also one thing to note is when you're watching the stream, I have the stream capped at 60 frames, and if you're watching on a monitor that has a better refresh rate than that, it may actually feel and look smoother, and it looks smoother on my end. But since I can't compare it to what you're seeing, I'm not sure. Look at that. Excitement of 7.8. Almost 7.9. That's actually really good. Oh, you're playing at 180? Yeah, I think my main monitor, I usually target about... I actually don't know what I have this set to. I probably get about 90 to 100. My monitor is capable of 160. I've modded my mods so they can mod your mods, so they can mod your mods. What? Am I the only one that got tongue twisted reading that? You ought to look at the middle one for mine. Yeah, well, we'll check it out for sure. But yeah, almost 7.9 on the excitement. That's super good. 4.5 on the fear, 1.2 on the nausea. And you look... when we talk about G-forces, as I know Jimpers actually tries to get his forces really realistic, this is a little bit over the line. I'll speak... At the risk of being incorrect, I'll speak, you know, based on the standards that he's told me, that is a little bit high. The verticals are fine. That's a tad high. But, I don't think it's anything extremely out of bounds, so... Yeah, results. I figured that's what you were referring to, the fear score. But we'll see. If I can remember, there's already a mod for the Raptor for launches. Really? I'm not surprised, but... That's a little bit impressive. You read that correctly. Thanks, SJamWolf, and shout out to you for being the only one utilizing the new YouTube Messenger feature. What? YouTube Messenger? The amount of airtime is realistic for the RMCs. Oh. Yeah, absolutely. 18 moments of airtime, almost 8 seconds, 6 inversions. This was a lot of fun. There were a few elements that I really liked. I don't know what you call this. But it's like a reverse death roll. I don't know. At the risk of making a terrible pun and running my audience off, should I call it a life roll? This is some new feature that I haven't heard of. Yeah, the YouTube Messenger. I had not heard of that. It's kind of interesting here. With this turn, you've got that little pop, and it almost looks like one of those like horseshoe rolls. You got the death roll going down that way there. Really good airtime. So I gotta say, I'm a little bit torn on this zero-G stall. The stall itself is super well profiled, but when I was riding, when we did the POV of this, I felt like it seemed a little bit too snappy going through that. Not as much going down, but more so the one coming up felt really almost whippy in a way. Another cool turnaround right there. Yep, that is a triple up. So yeah, you got that little bunny hill there. 1, 2, 3, and then that. Some hills, you got the 0G roll. Then just quick succession. Jelly roll. Ha! Nice little short pre-lift. I like that. Yeah, this was really cool. This is an impressive. Then fix it. I don't think it's wrong. I mean, it's my personal preference. I'm not going to go in and change every little thing that I personally wouldn't do on somebody's coaster. Alright, let's check out Strawberry Jam's record. Give this a ride here. Something called a jelly roll should be on one of my coasters. Me and you had that conversation. Yeah, we did, and I fundamentally don't agree with it. But it's not really a conversation we have to continue here. I mean, it's a fundamental difference of opinion, which is totally fine. If there was something that I legitimately think that I did poorly, or that somebody did poorly, then yeah, I could, but I'm also not going to spend the time on the stream trying to fix. A little crazy this coaster is. Ooh. Okay, my brain hurts. It was really hard to follow what was going on there. This needs to be an RMC. Unless you don't care at all about realism. But you would never find a wooden coaster that does remotely what this that you made does. It was really fun. You got a lot of good stuff going on here. That needs to be an RMC. Like I just, if you imagine a wooden coaster being built this way, I have a feeling it would make Son of Beast look like a kiddie coaster. And how wild it is. You know what? I've got a good name for this one. Grandson of Beast. Oh, maybe not. I'm not sure. But this would be an absolutely ridiculously wild RMC. I think would really work well. Let's take a look at your stats here. 6 and 4. I'm a little surprised by that when you said the fear score. And I'm like, when you said to mention that and with how wild some of those were, I thought it would be higher. Barf Beast. It's got some good speed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 15 inversions. That. Yeah. Okay. Now I see where you got the name record from, because that would be the world record of inversions. Beating the Smiler with 14. This layout reminds me of chunky peanut butter. It's a bit nutty, but interesting. Okay. Get some airtime. Your G's are actually... they're not anything extremely unreasonable. So that's pretty good. PTC went off the rails almost literally, I think, in this case. Alright, if I kind of evaluate some of this here. I did notice in a couple portions of the ride here, I think you probably need to do a little bit of track smoothing. PTC got high on cocaine, I mean Mary Jane. Not condoning the use of drugs when creating roller coasters, but yeah. I know exactly what Mary Jane is. So you get that really neat death is... wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta count. Another POV is needed. Alright. So let's see. It kind of rolls back up over this way. Oh, this is like a double death roll. Whoa. And kind of a double up. That's like a heartline. Yeah, that's a heartline roll. Not even a 0G, that's a heartline roll right there. Kind of an Immelman, almost like a reverse Sidewinder. I really like the incorporation of banked airtime or off-axis airtime. Yeah, this 0G roll on pre-lift. I did see that. Our hills. Kind of overbanked turn right there. Another 0G. Another 0G. This right here kind of felt awkward to me. Not something I would personally do, but to each their own. You come back in, kind of got this horseshoe roll. And yeah, those turns were very tight. I think that's where you max your lats out. And my recommendation, I would reprofile that a little bit. I do like the fact that you kind of made a 0G stall out of it, but it needs to be reprofiled just a little bit in my opinion. Cocaine Bear the ride. Oh. Made a funky cut back, yeah. So, little bit of smoothing. Just a tiny bit of reprofiling of a couple inversions. I think if you included a little bit more variety in your inversions, that would probably do you a favor, because all the rolls did feel a little bit repetitive to me. But I can tell you had fun making this, and I had fun. You know what? We will ride it again. Whoa. Oh, wait, this is a single train. Alright. Shut it off. And we're gonna go to the back seat. Actually going in the back car, not in the very back seat, though. This will give us a little bit of a clearer view up ahead. What was that, 10 inversions for the first attempt? Am I able to throw a coastie code? If not, all good. Dale, you are. I would ask that it's one that you made. Had to make a turnaround with a low down inversion. Yeah. To cram in those inversions. Yeah, well, yeah, you did. Wow. Yay, Cocaine Bear the Ride. You're gonna get my video age restricted. That was wild. I think going in the back row actually kind of amplifies where you can see a little more clearly where the spots are that you might need to smooth out from the back row, because you can actually see, like when you do a front row POV, then all you see is the track as you approach it. But if you do a back row POV, you can actually see the rest of the train progress through it, and you can see the way that the train responds as it traverses that part of the track. So you can actually see where it's really smooth, where it's really rough, etc. So excited for Cocaine the Bear the Ride coming to a Six Flags near you. Y'all are terrible. That was really cool. You know what? I think Kings Island actually did have to leave. So, gonna just have to save his park and check it out another time. It's gonna be cloned at every park, just like Batman. Oh, man. Well, Oh, I've been going 2 hours and 18 minutes now. Wow. Okay. That's one of the longer PC2 streams I've done. But hey, we did get to cover quite a bit. New update, new DLC, new coasters, new coasters in the terms of the ones that you all made. And these were both really cool. Quite similar, quite different in a variety of ways. But both really cool. I think these were well inspired and well put together. And look at the Mediterranean. Ah, yes, come down this way to... Oh, man, the park boundary's right here. I was going to say, we walk down to the ocean, take a look into that little bay. That is pretty. So... Crazanity, what's going on, man? I was just about ready to end. So with the length of time I've been going. And one is better, Cocaine Bear, the ride. Oh. You folks are crazy. Did we just start? No. I've been on 2.5 hours, man. Almost. It's all good. I'm starting to fade a little bit here. Yeah, we'll probably get ready to call it quits and pick up at a later. Let's see. I've got a dive coaster if you can check. Yeah, drop it. Yeah, that'll be the last one. I had told Dale he could drop a code. I didn't see it. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, we got 2 more rides, I guess. BMMN86TTW. Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna like this one. The Big Bad Black Mamba. Alright. Let me get my computer on. Hold on. Yeah, you've probably got 5 minutes, man. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, I have to present to you again because it showed up again here. The Cow Parade. Moo! Okay, I'm not going down that, I'm not going to open that can of worms again. Can of worms, or 55-gallon drum of worms, whichever you prefer. Alright, the Big Bad Black Mamba by Dale. Do I need to raise this? Yeah, right there. Alright. We'll bring that up to there. So we just pass. Oh gosh! Hang on 1 second. Is this... Why is multiple trains stacked in the station? No way this is. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30 cars long. Are you kidding me? It is 3 trains. Oh, and they're all stacked up in the station. Okay, I was about to say, because, yeah, I've just thought, can the game not support a train any longer than that? That's hilarious. I literally thought there for a second that this was a 30 car train. I was like, good golly. Alright, so we're gonna sit middle of the track here. Alright, Crazanity, I'll get the code in a moment, okay? Alright, let's skip the lift hill. Oh man. Whoa! Is that like one of those Norwegian loops or one of the... I forget what they call it exactly. Ooh. Oh gosh. Non-inverting loop is what they call that. Okay, so yeah, that I thought that was like the the Norwegian loop or something like that. Rip Ride Rocket or the Skyrocket 2s. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Uh-oh. I think I broke my foot. Yeah, there's a little bit of a crossover. A literal foot chopper. Alright. So I have some good scores there. This would potentially break some bones. 9 inversions, and actually you do get a little bit of airtime on this. I like airtime on an invert. The Norwegian is the first 2 inversions on Fahrenheit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. I just mixed them up. Well, it sure was the big bad black mamba. Got, is that a... Yeah, okay, so there, yeah, the non-inverting loop right there. Although it actually does look like it inverts slightly when it rolls back up here. Maybe not. That's what happens when you ride the big, big bad black mamba. I like this roll going upward. That's actually really neat. That felt a little awkward to me. But that's me personally. There you dip down. I really like that slow roll. It reminds me a little bit of the last roll on Banshee, probably even a little bit exaggerated, which I like. And you've got overbank turn, then you've got a banana roll. And that's where somebody broke their foot. No. Where is that? Oh, right here, right there. Yeah. Well, that's gonna be a lawsuit. No, but actually really cool layout. I actually like the variety of inversions on this. You've got everything from a vertical loop, this upward roll, you've got a cutback, you've got the banana roll, some of this at the yeah, right there. So this is one thing that I noticed. That felt really awkward, and that's probably a part of where your laterals are. Real extreme. So reverse the banking on that. Man, I am starting to get tired here. I don't think I've done a stream this long in quite a long time. Deathwish would be a fitting name for this invert. Well, the Black Mamba without antivenom is almost 100% a fatal bite. So, coaster description. Ah, ouch! Alright, let me go back up and get Crazanity's code here. Yeah, Dale, I really like that though. That was a lot of fun. So very nice job. Okay. Oh, I want to look at that real quick. Build palette. Oh. Interesting. Small town restrooms. Oh, that's cool. Alright. There's a Superman Ultimate Flight talking about clones. Alright, here. Oh, good. It's one of the Narrows. Looking forward to that. Decent stats. We'll see. Foreign versions, 75 miles an hour. This is built for Finesse's Haven port, but can be used as a creation if you want. In a park. I like the name, Wraith. Did you or somebody else here recently make a coaster and name it Wraith? Or am I just thinking of something else? Because that name sounded... Oh, Steel Wraith. I don't remember who made that one. That may have been a little while ago, though. Yeah, Dale, you bet. No, I really did enjoy that. That was really cool. Alright, so I want to say, just from placing this blueprint, this looks really nice. It looks extremely realistic. The profiling on some of this here. Just came up with that name on the spot. Okay, that makes sense. Well, let's check it out. Ah, shoot. Alright, well, we gotta cut. No, I'm gonna cut the terrain down here just a little bit there. Inspiration is Griffin and Valraven. Okay. Alright. Whoops. Let's go from bumper. Oh, we can skip that. Here we go. "221 feet tall." Okay, yeah, I remember the 75 miles an hour from the description. It was a really well-profiled emblem in there. we get a dive loop. Ooh, very nice. That was really well done. Good zero-G roll. Dale. All right. Yeah, that was really well profiled. Really nicely profiled dive loop too. And what was, oh, it's just kind of like an elongated corkscrew. That's what I thought, but I wasn't totally sure. But yeah, very nice. Yeah, all of your inversions were really well profiled. So very nicely done. It is clean. I actually like the color scheme too. It looks beautiful. Is that, yeah, that is beyond vertical a little bit there. What is that, probably like a 95-degree drop? Very well done and clean, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, here again lies the problem that the EFN scores end up being for inversion-based coasters, like a lot of these B&Ms and stuff like that. So I scratched that off the list. More of 93, but yeah, okay. I was gonna say it seemed pretty close. Yeah, now your forces are very well tempered. 4 inversions, you actually get a little bit of air time. Where? Probably right here. Yeah. Yeah. That's gotta be it. There's some good hang time up in these, though. Like, I need to learn. And I've tried and I've struggled with it and I just gave up. But doing a profiled B&M dive loop. They're super clean. I'm always impressed when you and Jimpers do these dive loops, because I know they're difficult and I've tried it and it comes out like crap. It's absolutely terrible. And you two do it and it comes out almost perfectly realistic. I'm like, what in the world? You make it look easy. Smooth, very smooth. If you turn down the brakes, it would be trip. I don't know about that. I'd probably get it closer, but these are considerably below green. And I noticed that with this right here, because take a look, they're well below green, and I think it's just this type of coaster, unfortunately. Makes no sense. Just the game does not rate inverting coasters well on the EFN. Believe me, I had the brakes on the final brakes at 16 deceleration. That thing didn't slow down till the block section before the last. Yeah. Yeah, it is a beautiful coaster for sure. Well, I'm glad you made it, and we're able to share that. All of the coasters that we looked at tonight from U4 were very well done. Strawberry Jam, Dale, Jimpers, and Crazanity, in no particular order. All 4 of them were a real joy to look at and ride. Alright, folks. I'm done. Yeah, I'm about to break the 2 hour and... yeah, almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I'm getting tired. And I've got quite a lot of stuff that I want to try to do tomorrow. Frontier is stupid. How about the best of the best coaster? Have a good night. Have a good night. Just wanted to share something. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you coming by. T3 sucks. Yeah, I'm starting to lose my voice here. This has been so long since I've streamed, and it's getting late. T3 sucks. Now strap King Coaster to it and send it. Love y'all. Thank you all. Yeah, man. You too, man. It's good to see you. Alright, I'm done for the evening, folks. This has been really fun. What a long, much longer stream than I had originally planned on doing, but it was fun. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. We'll pick back up with this soon. I don't know exactly when, but we will see. And as always, folks, until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see ya.